Hello, you beautiful people of the earth. So, I haven't uploaded in like 7 months, and I actually really apologize. I feel so bad. So I posted on Instagram asking you guys what kind of video you wanted because I'm trying to get my YouTube back up and going. And a lot of you guys wanted either a tips video or my story. So today I'm gonna do my updated story because I'm actually going to be 6 months post-op in 4 days. So that's really exciting. So let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the very beginning when I was like first diagnosed. I already have a video like this on my YouTube, but a lot of you might not have watched it, so you can just watch this one and you'll know my whole story. So, I was diagnosed with scoliosis on March 2nd of 2012. So my birthday's March 3rd. I was technically still 11 when I was diagnosed. It just happened at like a normal everyday kind of checkup thing, and my mom was like, why doesn't my daughter stand straight? So they made me do that bending over test that you do at every single appointment you go to, and then they sent me to a different hospital to get x-rays. It was like a few months later, and they had called me and they were like, yeah, like you have scoliosis, so we're gonna get you to go to Halifax and go to the children's hospital there. So when I got there, they had told me that my curves were like 45 and 35 maybe? I don't really remember. But they had told me that because I had an S-curve that a brace wouldn't work. Which actually makes no sense because so many people I've met have had S-curves and had a brace. But anyways, we just kind of like let it be. We didn't do anything about it. They said I probably wouldn't need surgery, but that it could be an option further in the future. We left it for like 6 months, and then 6 months later I went back, and they had told me that my curves had increased to like 56 and 45, I think. So at that point in time they were like, oh yeah, like you're probably gonna need surgery because 50 is the surgery mark, but you still have one curve that's under 50, whatever. Then I had moved across Canada to the other side of Canada. So we had to wait a really long time before I got a new, like my next appointment, because I had a new doctor, a new hospital, like new everything. So once I finally got my appointment, I went and my curves were like 74 and 67. Yeah. And so I got there and they told me that I could go for surgery, that it was totally like, it was my own choice, I didn't have to. I decided to go through with the surgery. So this was like 2013, like the end of 2013, and I'd finally like decided to go through with surgery. In March of 2014, they had called my mom and told me that my MRI was scheduled and also an appointment to tell me the risks and benefits of surgery. So my appointment was on March 5th, 2014 to go do all that fun stuff. They told me that surgery would be in like 6 months, 7 months, like a really long time, and I had like really bad anxiety and stress over it. Like I would cry myself to sleep every night, and I didn't know what to do with my life because I was not ready for this surgery. I've had surgery before, but when I had it I was 3 weeks old, so I don't remember anything of it. So this was like one of my first surgeries, and I was really scared, asking so many questions. Like I didn't know what to expect. Over time, my Instagram, Scoliosis for Life, same as my YouTube, got really big, and right now I have over 1,000 followers. I have like 1,500 and some followers, which is absolutely amazing. I love every single one of you guys so much. You all mean the world to me. And I had talked to many people who had went through the surgery already, and they all told me like not to be nervous and that it was gonna be okay, and told me like tips on what to bring to the hospital and what I should expect during recovery. And every hospital is different, but with my hospital, recovery is 1 year. So like right now I'm 6 months post-op, and I'm still not allowed to do very much. Like I can do non-contact sports. I can only lift up to 20 pounds. I can bowl. I can start dancing, but that's basically it. It's definitely a hard recovery to go through. Anyways, in July of 2014, I'm pretty sure it was like July 23rd, I was on my way to Edmonton, which is where my doctor, like where my hospital is, and my mom received a call saying that I had received a surgery date. So my surgery date was scheduled to be August 20th, 2014. So many mixed emotions. Like I started crying. I was so excited and happy but scared and didn't really know what to think. Like my hospital's 5 hours away, so I knew I wouldn't have like people there, and I'd been going through a lot at the time, so I did not know what to expect at all. And so August 20th rolled around. I went to Edmonton on August 18th, had my pre-op on August 19th. At my pre-op, I met a lot of like everybody who's going to be part of my surgery, so like the anesthesiologist, and like I talked to my surgeon and my surgeon's assistant, and everybody who's going to be like doing the tests on me, because I entered a lot of scoliosis trials. And so that's how my pre-op went. It was a really, really long day. It was like 5 hours of just sitting there talking to people and more people and more people. So on August 20th at 5 a.m. we went to the hospital, and I got into my gown, and at 7 a.m. they rolled me up to the operating room. My mom came in with me. She started crying, and it took everything out of me not to cry, because I knew what my mom would have like had to go through waiting so long for me to come out of surgery. And my surgery was supposed to be 6 to 8 hours, but I had a few complications during my surgery. My bones, for some reason, they're really hard, so they couldn't get the screws in to my spine like they were supposed to, and I also have undeveloped vertebrae, so they ended up having to like take a completely different route, and my surgery ended up being 12 hours instead of 8. So that was a really, really scary thing for like my parents to go through, because they had been waiting 12 hours for their daughter to come out of major spinal surgery. But then I came out, I think it was like 7 o'clock at night. I don't remember anything really from the hospital. I was in an ice room, is what they call it. It's like a miniature ICU. It's like I don't need to be in the ICU, but I still need like a lot of attention, like a lot of care for. And so I was in the ice room for about 3 days, and I stood when I was 2 days post-op maybe, and I sat when I was like, it was like the day after surgery, or like I don't really remember. But yeah, so I did all that. I was in the hospital for 6 days in total, and the drive home, I live 5 hours away from my hospital, so it was a really, really long drive, and I was in pain. Like I couldn't sit for more than not even 5 minutes, or I was crying because I was in so much pain. So when I was on my way home, they sent me home with oral morphine, and they just like, my mom gave me morphine and gravel, and I just passed out and slept the entire way home. When I got home, it was a lot different than I expected. I had so much support from all my best friends. Like I have a group of 6 girls including me, and they were just so supportive, and like all my like best guy friends came to see me and see how I was doing and make sure that I was all right. And they like we would play games. Like I have this game called Catchphrase, and they would like sit there while I got to lay down on my bed and play with me, just so I could do something with them. And it was so amazing to have that much support, and I want you guys to know that like I'm here for your support and I will be there for you no matter what, and that I'm sure that all of you guys will have just the same amount of support that I did. All my friends had they were really worried about me, and I'm sure everybody will be about you, but you just have to let them know that you're gonna be perfectly fine. For me, it was a really hard few weeks actually, and then one day I just stood up and I got out of bed and I was like, I want to do something today. Like, I feel great. I didn't take any medication. I was like, I want to get out and do something. So I got up and I got dressed for the first time in actual clothes since surgery, and I did my makeup and I did my hair, and we went to the mall, and I maybe lasted 20 minutes, but for me, that was amazing. Like, it was my first time out of the house doing anything. I got to see people in public. I got to show off my scar. I actually got a dress that day that showed off my scar. After that day, I have felt absolutely amazing. I was about 3 weeks post-op when that happened, and it was like a few days later, and I went into school for lunch, and I got to see everybody, like all my teachers and all my friends and classmates, and it was so amazing to get to see all of them, and they had a lot of questions and I had answers, and I don't know, it's a very different experience, but it's totally amazing and it changes your life completely. I started school around 5 weeks post-op, and I just started off with half days, and it was my second day, and I was like, I feel great. I'm gonna stay at school all day. So I stayed at school all day, and I was really, really tired when I got home. But it was definitely worth it, spending time with friends and teachers and just everybody. And everybody was so happy to see me back, and I felt like I had so much support and friends and just love from everybody. And even people came up to me who didn't even know me, and they were like, wow, did you have spinal fusion surgery? That's so cool. And asking questions, and it was a lot of people asked some really weird questions that you wouldn't expect to get asked, but some people asked can you walk? And I was like, yeah, I'm standing right in front of you, of course I can walk. But it's definitely a crazy experience to go through. But right now I'm 6 months post-op. I have an appointment on March 11th for my 6 months post-op when I get a bunch more restrictions lifted, like I said, dancing and all that. I'm not I haven't been to the doctors to get them restricted, or to get them lifted off, but I can still do them because I am 6 months post-op. I just want you guys, all of you guys, to know that if you are thinking of going through a spinal fusion, that it is 100% worth it. It's probably the best thing I've ever done. I feel amazing. I feel like I could conquer the world right now, even though I'm not allowed. It's very, very difficult, but you will have the support. I'm here to support you. I'm sure all your friends and your family are here. There's thousands and thousands of accounts on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, I'm even sure. And I just want you to know that no matter what, you will get through it. You are strong enough, and you are brave and beautiful and amazing. You're just such an amazing human being that you will get through this, and you will beat scoliosis. I have 24 screws and 2 rods in my back right now. That's crazy to think, but if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anyways, guys, so that's my updated scoliosis story. If you guys have any questions or concerns or just want to talk to me, you can leave them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, and I will hopefully be back this week. I love you guys. Bye.